Hello, students and parents of second grade. We are trying to do a lesson today about partitioning. We are doing partitioning of only squares and rectangles. In case you forgot what those are, a square has four sides that are all the same length and the angles are all the same. And the rectangle has two sides are the same length and two sides are the same length, and it kind of looks like a square. So, partitioning. First, we have to draw a rectangle. So, I'm going to draw a rectangle first. All right. I have now drawn my glorious rectangle. It has two sides the same length and two sides the same length. They're across from each other. And I've got to partition it. Now, we're going to do halves first. So, we're doing halves first. That just means we're going to make two equal sized places. So the easiest way to do this in the beginning is to write the number 1 and the number 2. How many pieces are halves? 2. So we're making it into two halves. So I write the number 1 and 2, and then I can draw a line right down the middle of my rectangle, and I have two halves. I have a 1/2, and if I have two of them, then it's 2 halves. So when I write my fraction, it will be over 2. Now, if I want to say how much is shaded, I'd write the word shaded, and I would shade in one of the two sides. So now, one of the two pieces has been shaded. The bottom number is how many total pieces you have, and the top number is how many are shaded. So one out of the two pieces is shaded. Now let's cruise right along to our next one. We're doing it again. We're drawing a rectangle. And now we're doing it into thirds. Now, all of us want to be in third grade next year, so we now know thirds means 3 pieces. So, again, I number just like last time, so I can find the number of pieces. So 1, 2, 3. Now, if you notice, I'm taking up the whole space when I write my numbers. I know some of you, don't draw this, are going to do this. You're going to draw the rectangle, go 1, 2, 3. You need enough room so you can draw an object. So I'm going to scratch that up so you can't see it. That's not what you have to draw. But I'm just showing you an example. They need to be kind of spread out. I know some of you have some problems drawing, but you'll do okay. So now I'm going to draw my line down through the middle of these two numbers, the middle of these two numbers. And now I have 1, 2, 3 pieces. Again, my bottom number will be a 3. And let's say I want to shade in 2/3 of it. So 2/3. I shade in the first piece and the second piece. And now I have 2/3 are shaded in. So 2/3 of that fraction, or that rectangle, is shaded in. So I'm making nice fractions. Now I'm cruising along. If you see a pattern, I think you'll know what we're doing next. So I'm going to make my next rectangle. And I'm now doing fourths. Wonder how many pieces I'm dividing it into now. I wonder who can guess. Very good. You guessed very nicely. It's 4 pieces. Very nice. So, and again, I'm going to number 1 to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to draw my lines between it. So I have my 4 even pieces. Now, this is not drafting class, so it's okay that one's a little bit bigger than the 3, 2, and 1. It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be somewhat looking nicely. So I've got fourths, and that'll be over 4 because there's 4 pieces. And then I want to shade in 2 of them. So 2 are going to be shaded in. So I'm going to shade in 1 and 2. So now 2 pieces of the 4 have been shaded in. We'll do the exact same thing with squares now. And it's a whole lot easier in squares, so watch this. I got my square. It really is a square. It doesn't quite. I'm going to draw a line in the middle, and draw a line in the middle again. And now I've got my 4 pieces. This is so much easier. So then I can shade in this is again, this will be a 2/4. So I shade in 1 piece and 2 piece. So that's 2/4 shaded. Now, that also means 2/4 is unshaded. Because there's 2 that aren't shaded and there's 2 that are shaded, so it's kind of the same. Oh, let's go with another one. I'm going to take another square. I am like I did last time. 1, 2, 3, and I now have 3 pieces. And I'm going to shade in none of them. So I have 0 out of 3 are shaded. And as you can see, they're all blank. I didn't shade them in because I wasn't told to. So how many are unshaded? 3 are unshaded. I know, this is getting kind of easy, isn't it? So we're kind of getting the concept. For the one you've got to do to have your parents take a picture of. And like I said, this is just so I can have a document of this for later. You're going to do 4 of these. So I'm going to draw the rectangle. You have to do 2/4 shaded, square, 1/3 shaded. Oops, shaded. We're done shape. Sorry. I'm gonna confuse you on this one. 4/4 shaded. I got 2 more to go. Don't worry. Do another rectangle because I like rectangles right now. I'm gonna do 1/4. Let's go with another. I want to do one more. I'm gonna do one more, and I want to do. Oh, that's shaded. I apologize. I got ahead of myself. I get so excited drawing shapes. Shaded. Let's do 3/4 shaded. So, moms and dads will, after you do this part over here, you divide it into 4 pieces, 3 pieces, 4 pieces, 4 pieces, 4 pieces, and then you're going to shade in that, and then come back in a few days and we'll do the circles next. So, have fun.